Imagine being on the edge of a world-changing revelation, a truth so powerful, so explosive, that the most influential institution in history, one that has shaped our understanding of Jesus Christ, has spent centuries keeping it hidden. What if everything you thought you knew about his life, his teachings, and his wisdom was incomplete or even manipulated? In the ancient lands of Israel, a secretive group held knowledge that could alter the entire course of Christianity. What if these lost teachings of Jesus were not just about miracles and divine intervention, but about hidden practices, spiritual mastery, and profound wisdom passed down for millennia? The truth has been locked away for thousands of years. But now, in the light of modern discoveries, the time has come for these revelations to be uncovered. For over 2 millennia, the world has known Jesus Christ as the central figure of Christianity, the Son of God, a miracle worker, the Savior of humanity. His life story, as we are told through the Bible, is one of divine wisdom, incredible healing powers, and his ultimate sacrifice for humanity's sins. But what if that story we've been taught is incomplete? What if certain parts of his life have been intentionally hidden from us, kept away by powerful forces, including the Vatican itself? There are whispers in the corridors of history that suggest there are details about Jesus' life and teachings, deeply profound truths that remain buried under layers of secrecy. And today, we are going to explore some of these forgotten or suppressed revelations, including the incredible discoveries that have recently come to light. The Dead Sea Scrolls, an ancient revelation. Imagine it. It's 1947, and a shepherd is tending his flock in the rugged hills near the Dead Sea, unaware that his simple, everyday life is about to intersect with one of the greatest discoveries of all time. In a moment of pure chance, he stumbles upon something that will leave scholars and theologians stunned for generations to come: a hidden cave containing ancient scrolls carefully preserved for thousands of years. These precious manuscripts, soon to be known as the Dead Sea Scrolls, date back over 2 millennia, to a time when Jesus himself walked the earth. The discovery was nothing short of extraordinary. As scholars began to examine these fragile scrolls, they realized the magnitude of what had been found. Inside these ancient texts were teachings and philosophies from a mysterious, almost mythical group, the Essenes. This reclusive sect of Jewish mystics held spiritual beliefs and practices that went beyond anything known to mainstream Jewish teachings of their time. Their wisdom, so profound and advanced, was centuries ahead of what most could even fathom. And here lies the most intriguing question. What if these ancient teachings, these hidden truths, had somehow influenced Jesus? What if he was more than just a witness to their spiritual knowledge, but a student of it, learning secrets of the universe from those who understood the world not just in physical terms, but through the lens of metaphysics and spirituality? The Essenes were no ordinary scholars. They were masters of hidden knowledge, individuals who tapped into what some might call the very fabric of the universe. They studied astrology, they practiced energy healing, and they sought to understand the profound mysteries of the soul and the afterlife, beliefs that seemed almost magical, perhaps even incomprehensible to outsiders. So, we have to wonder, could Jesus have been influenced by these spiritual pioneers? Could he have learned from them how to access deeper layers of reality that most people never see, layers that seem mystical, even supernatural? These are the secrets that lay within the Dead Sea Scrolls, secrets that have been hidden for thousands of years, only to emerge now, perhaps at a time when humanity is ready to seek answers to these ancient mysteries. And while we're uncovering these profound truths, let me quickly share something life-changing that's spreading fast across social media, changing millions of lives. If you're ready to effortlessly attract abundance, starting today, check the link in the comments below. Discover the shocking wealth secrets uncovered by a rogue NASA scientist. Now let's get back into this fascinating exploration. Jesus and the Essenes, a hidden connection. Research suggests that Jesus was not only aware of the Essenes, but may have even been deeply involved with their teachings. These teachings go beyond the surface-level miracles and parables that we know. According to some accounts, the Essenes may have been mentors to Jesus, guiding him during his early years with secret knowledge that shaped his extraordinary wisdom. The Essenes believed in a profound connection between humanity and the universe. They understood how the stars and cosmic events could influence life on Earth. This deep knowledge of astrology wasn't just for navigation or timekeeping. They believed that the celestial bodies held spiritual significance and could offer signs of divine events. For example, the Star of Bethlehem, which heralded Jesus' birth, wasn't a simple star at all. It was a cosmic alignment, a convergence of 4 stars into one brilliant light. The Essenes, with their advanced understanding of the stars, saw this as a divine signal that the Messiah had been born. Could this knowledge explain why so much of Jesus' teachings, his stories about the heavens, the stars, and the earth, seemed to be infused with cosmic wisdom? What if he wasn't just speaking in metaphors, but using his deep understanding of the universe to convey a message far more profound than we've ever realized? The hidden practices, healing, energy, and mysticism. Let's go deeper. The Essenes were not just spiritual philosophers. They were also practitioners of energy healing, ancient techniques that allowed them to heal the sick, cure ailments, and even revive the dying. Could this be the true source behind many of Jesus' miraculous acts of healing? Some scholars believe that Jesus may have learned the art of energy manipulation from the Essenes or other spiritual teachers. They had knowledge of how the human body, mind, and spirit are connected, and they knew how to tap into universal energy to restore balance and harmony. Jesus' ability to heal with his hands, to restore sight to the blind, and to raise the dead may not have been purely divine miracles. Instead, they could have been the result of a deep understanding of these ancient healing practices, knowledge that was passed down to him through his interactions with the Essenes and other mystics. The lost years of Jesus. What we don't know. There's a captivating mystery in the life of Jesus, a period often called his lost years. These are the years between his childhood and the beginning of his public ministry, a time that the Bible leaves largely untouched. We are given almost no insight into what Jesus was doing during these years, and yet this very gap has sparked endless fascination, curiosity, and countless theories. What did he experience? Where did he go? Who were his teachers? According to some alternative perspectives, Jesus may not have simply stayed in Israel as commonly believed. Instead, there's a possibility, one that feels almost like a legend, that he traveled far beyond the borders of Israel, journeying to distant lands that were rich in ancient spiritual wisdom. Imagine Jesus walking the sands of Egypt, a land steeped in mystical knowledge. In Egypt, he might have explored the teachings of the great spiritual masters and learned sacred healing practices, absorbing wisdom that had been passed down since the time of the pharaohs. Some accounts even suggest that Jesus ventured as far as India, where he could have encountered yogis and ascetics who held deep understandings of the mind, body, and spirit. India, with its ancient tradition of meditation, breathwork, and philosophies of oneness, would have been a profound source of spiritual learning for a young seeker like Jesus. There, he may have learned not only about God, but about the intricate energies that connect all life, gaining insights into the mysteries of the universe and the essence of the soul. But what if his travels took him even farther, to the remote and mystical lands of Britain? Legends tell of druids, wise men deeply connected to nature, guardians of sacred knowledge about the cycles of the earth, the stars, and the spirit. What if Jesus walked among these ancient teachers, learning their ways, understanding their reverence for the earth, and embracing their wisdom about the spiritual realms? It is intriguing to imagine that, in those misty isles, Jesus may have absorbed the druids' teachings on the natural world and the sacred energies that bind us all. These possibilities, while not documented in the Bible, have found their way into ancient texts and oral traditions passed down through generations. Could it be that during these lost years, Jesus wasn't simply learning about God as we think of it, but about the very fabric of existence, the hidden energies that flow through all creation, the divine intelligence that guides the cosmos, and the profound spiritual knowledge that only a few initiates were privileged to access. What if these hidden years were crucial in shaping him into the enlightened teacher he would later become? Imagine a young Jesus returning from his travels, carrying with him not only the teachings of Israel, but a synthesis of wisdom from the farthest reaches of the ancient world. Perhaps this is why his teachings were so universal, resonating with people from all walks of life, cultures, and spiritual backgrounds. The lost years of Jesus might just hold the key to understanding the full depth of his wisdom, a wisdom that may have been born out of a journey beyond borders, across cultures, and through the mysteries of the ancient world. Reincarnation and the spiritual teachings of Jesus. Another fascinating element in the teachings of the Essenes, and potentially in Jesus' own worldview, was their belief in reincarnation. The Essenes saw life as a continuous cycle, where souls evolve and learn over multiple lifetimes. This understanding of the soul's journey could have deeply influenced Jesus' teachings on eternal life and resurrection. What if Jesus understood the concept of reincarnation in a way that has been lost to mainstream Christianity? What if his message about eternal life wasn't just about an afterlife, but about the spiritual evolution of the soul through multiple lifetimes? Such ideas, while controversial, could radically shift how we understand Jesus' teachings on life, death, and the resurrection. The role of community in Jesus' teachings. One of the most powerful aspects of Jesus' message was his emphasis on community. He didn't just come to teach individuals in isolation. He created communities, groups of people who would come together to learn, share, and grow spiritually. This sense of collective spiritual empowerment was central to the teachings of the Essenes. The Essenes believed that true spiritual growth didn't happen in isolation. It happened within tight-knit, supportive communities. The bond between the people of these communities was so strong that it lasted for generations. Everyone had a role to play, whether it was as a teacher, a healer, or simply someone who supported the others. The sharing of knowledge and experiences created a powerful collective energy that transformed the lives of everyone involved. Jesus, too, created communities wherever he went, inviting people to participate in his message of love, unity, and spiritual awakening. His life wasn't just about preaching. It was about creating living communities where people could support each other and grow together. Mary Magdalene, a hidden spiritual leader. As we examine these lost truths, another important figure emerges from the shadows: Mary Magdalene. For centuries, she has been portrayed as just a follower, a woman who supported Jesus during his ministry. However, a growing body of research in spiritual texts suggests that her role was far more significant. Mary Magdalene, in many alternative accounts, was not just a devoted disciple. She was a spiritual leader in her own right. Some even suggest that she was a partner to Jesus, holding profound spiritual knowledge that complemented his own. In fact, many Gnostic texts portray Mary as someone with a deep understanding of the divine mysteries, wisdom that even the male disciples did not fully comprehend. This hidden role of Mary Magdalene challenges the traditional narratives that have been shaped by patriarchal religious institutions. It is believed by some scholars that the Church has intentionally downplayed her significance, suppressing the truth about her teachings to maintain a male-dominated narrative of Jesus' life. The Vatican's hidden agenda. Why have these profound truths remained hidden? The answer lies in the immense power and control that the Vatican and other influential religious institutions have held over the centuries. From its position as the center of Christian authority, the Vatican has not only shaped beliefs, but crafted a narrative of Christianity that has become deeply embedded in the fabric of Western society. This carefully constructed narrative has framed Jesus Christ, his teachings, and his followers in ways that align with the institutional Church's agenda, a vision of faith that has served its interests and consolidated its power. But what if certain teachings were intentionally suppressed? Hidden truths about the Essenes, about Mary Magdalene, and about the full depth of Jesus' wisdom challenge the established order. These are not just minor adjustments to the story. They are revelations that could shift our entire understanding of the spiritual path that Jesus laid out. If widely known, these truths could disrupt the very foundation of traditional Christianity and bring about a transformative understanding that reaches beyond the walls of the Church. Over the centuries, the Vatican has maintained an authoritative grip on this official narrative, which has, in turn, kept countless followers from exploring deeper, alternative perspectives. By preserving their influence over this sacred knowledge, the Church has wielded tremendous power, not only over the religious lives of millions, but over their worldview, their concept of divine truth, and their spiritual awakening. Today, however, we live in a time when secrets are harder to keep. Modern discoveries, like ancient texts and archaeological finds, have begun to chip away at this established narrative. Hidden teachings and forbidden histories are surfacing, and people everywhere are seeking more than what traditional dogma has to offer. The Vatican's ability to control the story is slipping as more and more people awaken to these alternative histories, challenging the narratives that have shaped Christianity as we know it. We're finally catching glimpses of a fuller, richer, more complex picture of Jesus' life and his teachings, one that portrays a Jesus who was not just a miracle worker, but a spiritual master, a teacher of cosmic wisdom, and a healer of deep esoteric knowledge. This emerging story paints a picture of Jesus who sought to empower individuals, to show them that divinity is not distant, but something that resides within. As these hidden teachings come to light, they invite us to reconsider our understanding of Jesus, urging us to see his message as one of enlightenment, unity, and personal empowerment. This profound shift in perspective is more than a spiritual curiosity. It represents a call to reconnect with our own divine potential. And it is this empowerment of the individual, the encouragement to seek God within, that has long posed a threat to religious institutions that have sought to be the sole gatekeepers of divine truth. For the Vatican and similar institutions, maintaining their version of history has meant maintaining their influence. But as the walls of secrecy begin to crumble, as we uncover these hidden truths, we are given the opportunity to reclaim a spiritual heritage that has been out of reach for too long. The truth of Jesus' life, his teachings, and the depths of his wisdom is a story that ultimately belongs to all of us, a story of spiritual awakening that can ignite a powerful collective transformation, one that no institution can suppress forever. In conclusion, the teachings of Jesus, when seen through the lens of these lost truths, offer a new path to spiritual enlightenment, one that emphasizes unity, collective wisdom, and the empowerment of the individual. Whether it's the ancient wisdom of the Essenes, the hidden role of Mary Magdalene, or the deeper spiritual practices that Jesus may have mastered, we are left with a picture of a man who was far more than just a religious figure. Jesus was a spiritual master, a healer, and a teacher of profound wisdom. Wisdom that was passed down through generations, hidden for centuries, and now, at last, is beginning to emerge. And as we reclaim these lost teachings, we can create communities that uplift each other, just as Jesus and the Essenes envisioned. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden truths of Jesus' life, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who might find it equally eye-opening. The journey to uncover the real story of Jesus is only just beginning.